Howdy, my name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. I was born July 4th, 1986. I want to say thank you for tuning in. Today, I'm going to talk about something that I believe is a cool thing, the way I would use it is a God's blessing. And that's this dog here. This dog here, the Border Collie, he's just laying there. You can't really see him because he's staying focused on doing something right now. And that's keeping me safe. And the big thing that I'm going to say is there's stuff that I depend on my day-to-day to be able to make my life easy, stay safe, but make it easy, and just to be comfortable. And that's utilizing the pairing of working with an animal with the animals. And it's something that I've realized that doing this, this is the part with like pet dog training that I get it. You don't need this because I'm going to say something and I do stuff with this dog that you may not be able to understand. I'm going to say. But at the same time, I've been realizing using these same practices and techniques. And that's the concept of allowing the dog to have control. Because the dog, this is the thing that I've noticed with working with dogs in a sense like this. The dogs know what they're doing. They know how to get stuff done. I give them a task, and the task at hand right now is, and he already knows this, is to make sure that nothing touches that bucket, especially when the bucket's in my hand. Because I'm carrying these buckets around all the time. These buckets are I'm carrying bucket feed, chicken feed, donkey feed, dog food, cow food. I'm moving buckets around. And all of those animals, they hound me if I don't have a sense of what I want to use as protection on me to be able to keep me safe. So that dog knows if I got that bucket in my hand, if I got that bucket even on the ground, because sometimes I put the bucket down, I got to go do something. I don't want everybody just bum rush and getting on top of it and doing what they're doing. I need a sense of order. That's the best way of using it. Not control, order. Order in the court. And it comes down to me explaining to that dog that simple task. And that simple task, he is able to do and complete that task any way he sees fit. So right now, he's decided to just lay there right now. In most cases, he can just walk. He walks around and just does what he does. He doesn't need to be focused on doing that task. He knows how to put enough pressure on. He gives the cows the eye. He just gives them a look, and the cow's like, okay, we'll back down. Then there's times that I can release him to say, okay, guys, it's time to come up and eat. So I release them when I say, pour the food on the floor. And I release Oreo to say, okay, we're done. Let the cows come up and eat. But there's even added layers to that when the hay guy comes. So I'm in between hay right now. And these cows are looking at me right now like, hey, buddy, give me some food. So when I'm in between hay or even any time that the hay guy comes, what do you think the cows do? The same thing is there's food around, right? They come bum rush the truck. They're bum rushing the trailer. And we can't dump the bales because the cows are like all smothering on top of it. And when they're smothering, their brains are like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. This is awesome. So they're going to be quick moving faster and more of a haste. That's the time to, again, get a broken hip, get a broken shoulder, crack a rib. You're going to get messed up in a scenario like that. And that's just very unfortunate. This is the differences I'm going to say of some work compared to some sports stuff. Work, it doesn't need to look pretty. It needs to get done. And the biggest thing is it needs to get done in a way that I can't micromanage it. The dog needs to figure it out, and the dog will figure it out, and the dog always figures it out. I don't need to tell him where to go, where to sit, where to be. I said, this is the task. Get them away from the food, and the dog's like, okay, I'll get it done. And if I try to intervene on that, that's where you're going to run into the situation that, I mean, I've met many, sport dog trainers that they see and they know. You start to get a problem when the dog knows. It knows ahead of it. I don't know how, but they know ahead of us when to do something. They know well ahead of time. So when we're trying to say, hey, go left, hey, go right, and the dog's like, no, I need to stay right because if I go left, I'm going to lose the group. The dog is going to get what I would say, he's just pushing them all the way out of here at this moment. The dog is going to say at that moment that say disobedience because he knows what we're looking for. He knows what we want. So for him, pushing them through something like this, let me see if I can turn it. So this thing is really heavy today because I got to put some weight on it. It's really windy out today. But he's really good at knowing to put stuff through gates, through corrals, through things. So best case scenario, when I say have food out, he knows to just shove them in there. And he knows how to get it done, which way he needs to get it done. I don't need to micromanage this. I'm not putting on a show. I got work to do. So if you're putting a show on, put a show on. If you got work to do, just go ahead and get your work. Or is there times that I have him move around like earlier? They were separated. So the babies were over there and the moms are over there. Yeah, I have him work them to say, hey, no, stop. Hey, wait. Hey, get down. Hey, move to the right. Hey, move to the left. And he can do all that stuff, but it doesn't come down to like a sense of, that's the word I'll use there. I don't know why I thought of it, but it's the best one. A sense of trying to brag and show off. It's a sense of just getting things done. So it doesn't need to look perfect. So if I tell him to wait, he doesn't, or my biggest thing with him is down. My down means to freeze. So lately I've changed and added the language of wait because I've used that with my other dog. So I've used that with him. So he understands that means stand still. But I would say down to him, it doesn't literally mean lay down. It just means stay and freeze. So I prefer if he would stand and freeze on his feet. But there are also times that I want him to down because he's putting too much pressure on the animals. So I will say, hey, get down at that moment. And then he finally drops down. There's times that I do that to like utilize what I need in the moment, but not to just sit out here and just play, to make a video to be like, oh, look how cute this is. Look how awesome this is. That stuff's not real. Real stuff is unfortunately just really not shown on YouTube. And I know why, because I will give a little demonstration of the power, the courage, the intensity of what this dog is really capable of being able to do. And people get in their feelings when they see that stuff, because like, oh, you're being mean to the animals and you're abusing the animals. And I'm going to say, people that say that, you haven't been around them. I would have said that years ago. But seeing what it is that I'm dealing with on a day-to-day, seeing certain things that are going on, I'm like, oh, wow, that's crazy. But if you haven't dealt with it, that's the part that it gets complicated. That's the part when you have hundreds and hundreds of animals compared to someone else that has 5 animals, there's a complete difference in 5 chickens compared to 5,000. Last year I had 250 breeders, so it was about 290 in total, and I was hatching out 500-600 baby chicks every single month. So out of 10 months, I don't even know where that leads me, about 5,000 chicks or so. I hatched out 4,000 to 5,000 baby chicks last year. I had 4,000 to 5,000 plus that 200, almost 300 for the breeder stock. You're going to a whole different level of complexity. Simply going from when I had 1 bull, easy to do, 2, well, getting there. Now I have, what I got, 8? I think I got 8. To the point of 8 now. It's no longer the same. The complexity level starts to rise and rise and rise. And it's not just some games and some foolishness. There's some business that needs to get done. And the business that needs to get done for me, that I really like about this dog, that he's phenomenal in. I don't need to say a word to the dog. I told him, don't let them mess with my food. And I just turned my back and I let it go, and he can handle it. He can handle it. Because even now, I had to go get something, because my whole thing fell over. And so it broke my little thing to hold the phone so I could see, and then I had to get a weight because got to weight it down. I just told him to stay here, and he stays there. I go way down over there, and the cows are still not going to go in that bucket because he is guarding that bucket. This is a part where I would say this is a very beautiful, useful tool for some farm work. But if you have a dog doing this inside of your house, because this is something that's in a lot of collies, they're good at being able to guard and push stuff away, whereas like shepherds and Dutch shepherds are really good at containing items. They're really good at getting them to get stuck. These guys are good at getting stuff out. Like getting stuff out is what a border collie is amazing at. They'll get stuff out. That's pretty much all that their work really entails, is to get it out, put it in the trailer, get it out of the field, put it in the trailer, get it out of that pasture, put it in that pasture. They're not so much of like protecting them to make them stay in. Shepherds, Dutch shepherds, that's what they do. That's why I want a Dutchie, so that I can get away from fences and say, hey, keep them in this bubble. Keep them in this bubble. That's all I want you to stay in. And when it comes down to this, I'm giving the dog all control to be able to do what he needs to do. This is the part, the words like that is what pet dog trainers you just don't understand that. And I'm gonna say you don't understand that in most cases because you've never had a need. You've never had any sort of understanding of working with certain types of dogs for certain types of applications. Someone says, oh, I had a sport dog and I was in a PSA or an IGP ring. Your IGP dog is not going to do nothing to this. Nothing to this. These cows put the intensity on that they are going to damage you. They're not playing. We're playing. When the guy's on a bite suit, the guy's like, yeah, this is fun. The dogs can feel that energy. But when you put that real threat, hey, buddy, you touch me, I'm going to kill you. It's a whole different ball game at this moment. This is just no longer just playing fun and cute and pretty. Things start to change, and it changes fast. And for a real work, I can't have my dog be timid and scared and nervous. My dog has to be full confident that I'm going to get these animals out of here. I'm going to be able to make it happen. And that comes down to giving that dog more and more and more control, so it can express its control on the animals that I'm trying to control. So I'm controlling the cows right now. I'm not controlling Oreo, the border collie. I'm telling the cows what to do. Oreo's the bridge between how to be able to get that information. And I don't need to explain to this collie what it is that I need. He needs to just get that done. I gave him a task. Keep him away from, where is it? That bucket. Keep him away from that bucket. Don't touch that. That's it. I'm not going to control how he does that. I'm going to say, just make it happen. That's the part that is complicated, that I believe people will think, oh, your dog is not going to want to listen to you. in a sense of being in a scenario like this right now with my dog, I don't really care if he doesn't listen to me. I don't care, straight up. Being 100% honest, and I don't even want to say being honest, just being real. I don't care if the boy doesn't want to listen to me. I don't care if he blows off a command. I don't care if he blows off something I need. I'm trying to stay safe. I don't care if he doesn't down the second that I tell him to down. I don't care if he doesn't go left when I tell him to go left. I don't care. I don't care. I'm working right now. Now, when I go back home and we're off duty, we're hanging out, we're getting out of the van, we're getting out of the gate, we're doing what they're doing, he is going to listen 100% of the time of what it is that I'm saying. But when I'm working, I do not care. I literally don't want him to listen to me because I'm tired of speaking to stuff to be able to do what I need to do. I want him to just be able to function. This is the difference. This is why I'm going to say, if anyone, this is the thing. When people would say to me, you work the dogs the same, a working dog and a pet dog, and you want the same thing. If you say that, you have never had, the words I want to use here is a need. You've never had a need, and you've never seen the power, the intelligence level of how incapable these dogs really are to be able to do what it is that we're intended to do. 200, 300, 100 years ago, we would just have these dogs out and they would just be doing what they're doing. We're not out here, left, right, go, down, stay, steady. We're doing that today because we no longer have a need. And we still have these dogs, and the people still love to we love sports. We love sports. So we start creating dog sports. And then we're starting to see a false illusion of what reality is. You start to see what they want you to see, and they make everything else disappear that they don't want you to see. Like right here, I didn't tell him, hey, put them through that gate. He did that all on his own. Am I going to get on him for saying, oh, no, don't do that. I don't want that. No, he's still getting done what I want. Now, if this little baby bull here, where is he? See if I can move to the side. This little baby bull here, so this is the one here that is he's starting to get his, he get his confidence. He's starting to give a little pushback. What bulls and what boys, and this is why I help him with the boys. I help him with the roosters because they're different than the hens and they're different than the cows. They give a lot of pushback. They don't just, smit and fold. They fight and fight and fight. They fight. And someone would say, just use a cattle prod. You got to get this close to tap that cow with that thing. You want to get this close to a bull that can whip, because what they do is they'll whip you. They'll take their head and throw you 10 feet in the air. You can't come down with broken. Something is broken, just guaranteed. You're going to break something. Something's going to get jammed up. Something's going to get hurt. And then what happens is, not even say a broken item on you, you start to get scared. You start to become nervous. And that nervousness, the animals feed off of that. These cows and the bulls, they're not the same, they are the same as like what a dog is, smelling the fear off of you. They smell your fear, and they know how to be able to keep pushing you to get what it is that they're looking for. And things can start to get dangerous. And if you have fear in you because you can't manage and control the animals, that's where every time I'm walking around with a bucket of food like that, I'm going to get bum rushed, and they're going to steal it from me every single time. Because there's times that I've ran into jams that the cows just all came to me, and I didn't have dude with me, and I'm sitting here calling dude. But the cool thing about this dog is he stays behind a gate that I just have a magnet on. So if he's at the house, I can call him. He pushes through that gate to come over here to get to me. And he knows how to get to me, and he will jump fences. He'll find a path, find a way. He's just so smart with doing what he's doing, and he's doing it all on his own. It's a beautiful thing. I'm not controlling. When I'm working this dog, I'm not controlling him, period. I'm allowing him to just do what he needs to do. And then I'll give him, suggestions of what more that I may want and what more that I may be looking for, but I don't expect him to do it perfectly. I expect him to make sure that these cows keep me safe. I mean, that he keeps me safe, that I'm safe from any threat, any situation, any weird stuff that's going on right now. So right now, he's swatching. I don't know if you can see all that, but every time that they're moving, so they're starting to say, hey, what can I, cows are, they're smart. That's why for me personally, it's kind of getting a little more difficult for me to eat beef nowadays because they're so smart. The chickens are they're in a la land. They're not in the world. These cows are in the world. They're very smart. And one thing that they'd like to do is they will push. So it's an unfortunate thing, but it is what it is. They will push their young to say, hey, go test that out. See what's about to happen. See what's going to go on. And they'll test it out. And then if the young is able to get closer, then the rest will okay, cool, it's safe. We can all come along now. But as long as he's looking at them saying, because he'll test them out. He's testing them. He's starting to get to that point where he's getting to that age of I'm in control here, buddy. Who are you to try to tell me what to do right now? I'm the one that's in control. He's starting to test and push the buttons. And the cool thing is, this is the part where the right dog and the wrong dog. A lot of border collies, a lot of them, almost all of them, could work some sheep. can work some goats. But bring in a ram or bring in a billy goat, the things are going to change. But most border collies can still move them. Most border collies cannot move these animals here. These animals are different. They're much more headstrong. They're much more, a good word I can use there is dominant, and they're much more persistent. They don't just quit. You got to go and go and go. And you got to be able to put the level of, say, force that animal's putting back on you. And they don't just quit. They will stay in the fight. And certain dogs just can't handle that. And for me, I don't know if to say how lucky or just how intense that I am. I've got a dog that can, he'll let this, if I want him to say push him out, to get him out, because you can see he's starting to give him that eye of like, what's up, buddy? What's going on with you? And this dog will get that guy running and rethinking life in half a second, which I'll show that in reality in this video, just because if I don't do it every day, I'll probably get in trouble. But the guys that I know that were showing how to get their dogs to be able to do something simple like this, they all got animal rights. People were just attacking them, and they just said, forget it, I just quit. I don't want to even put this on. So that's why most stuff that you see on YouTube today is all the show stuff. The dogs that are doing commands and doing all the cues and moving around from a distance, they're not actually getting in on the work anymore. They're not showing that anymore, because the guys you just give up. As soon as you see that once, and someone's like, someone doesn't understand it, they're like, oh, look at you, you're abusing those animals, you're being wrong to those animals. And all I can say to that person is, come here and show me how to do it. Show me. Show me. Come on over here and show me how you're going to be able to get these animals to not hurt you, to get off your back when you need to move them, you need to do stuff to them, you need to get close to them. Because like right now, one of the babies, what is it, that one? I don't know if it's that one. Yeah, that one. She's got some cactus on her. I need to get close to that animal right now. She's going to want to run from me. She's going to flee. And I got to corral her, get her in a corner. Me and this dog are going to be able to corral her, get her in a corner so that I could be able to pull these things out of her. So she doesn't get, I don't know, maybe, I don't know what would happen from it. I just imagine an infection or something may occur. But this is what her mom is. So that one, the black one here, is that the Big Red's baby. She's gonna start to tell that baby to come closer and closer and closer to see what we do about it, to see what's about to happen. And Oreo, he's just chilling because he doesn't see a huge issue yet. If they start to get too close before I say, hey, it's okay to come in, you're gonna watch him just instantly activate. I don't need to activate him. He just instantly does it. He instantly knows what it is that I'm desiring, because he is in control of this situation. I'm not controlling the situation, he is. I'm just controlling what the cows are doing. He's the one that's making everything happen. I'm not telling him what to do. That's where a lot of people just, you have no experience in that. And I still have, this is the part, you would say that, or I would say that I have no control over him, but yet I have control over him. I don't have control over him in the sense of when we're getting a task done, but I do have control when we're finished. And this is the biggest thing that like again, you don't have a need, you don't understand. You've never been in the situation, you don't understand. And I want to be able to get people to be able to see that there is a level of control here, regardless, because the dog is capable of being able to control itself. It knows how to be able to work itself. It knows how to get stuff done itself. It's an incredible thing to be able to see. It's an incredible thing to be able to witness. Something that is just, I don't know how to put it in words, but say, this is where, there's the one trainer that says it, and I get it. I'm not just a pet dog trainer. I get my dogs to be able to work with other animals. I work with other animals. I do different tasks. I get my dogs to be able to track and to be able to even go to the point of hunting stuff at this moment today. I get my dogs to be able to know how to be able to use their skills to be able to make my life easy and getting my work done. I use my dogs in all kinds of different ways. I have a dog that I have for my sledding team that I'm trying to get put together. My Dalmatian, I'm getting her to know how to pull hard and pull real hard on a leash so that she could pull carts and be able to pull stuff. I'm teaching my dogs all of these different little things. And all these little things do give me a different lens of looking at how to get my dog to simply just be able to be calm. Because I'm doing a lot to learn how to get my dogs to be active and activated. And the thing is, I see a lot of people doing these skills with a dog like this, that your dog is doing this right now. And it shouldn't be, because it's not healthy for the dog to be doing something like this, going for a walk around the neighborhood. You do not want your dog doing this. You do not want your dog, because this is what's going on. He's watching them. So what would start to happen here is he's looking at, say, a neighbor's dog, or he's looking at a neighbor's dog, and he's focused on trying to get that dog to get out of here. Like, get off my mama, get out of here, don't do that. And that dog now, he'd be putting pressure on that neighbor's dog, and that neighbor's dog is gonna have to do something about that. It's like, it's gonna fight or flight itself. So this is why we have our dogs that are doing things like this, and they're actually literally, we're getting them to guard. We're creating them to attack. This is why I know how to do this, but I don't want anybody to watch or even hear me ever say how to get them to do this. I want you to do what I say is how to get them to do the opposite of that. How to get them to be in a neutral stance, not in a stance that they're activated and active. This is a beautiful thing for some farm work. This is a horrible thing for some just pet dog hanging out in the environment work. You do not want your dog doing this. And almost every collie I see when I go for a walk, they're all giving me that predatory stare. They're staring hard at me, staring at my dog, staring at me, staring at my dog, staring at me. And I'm like, buddy, just chill. We're good, man. Like, get off of duty. There's no reason to be out here working like this. It's a dangerous thing, but the main thing I'm going to say behind that is the dogs have to do that because they don't have the work that they need to do. So they have to create the work. And when they start to create work, that's where you get the weird stuff. He's creating his work, which is his work. His work is to do his work. So he's doing what it is that he needs to do right now. He's not doing something different from what his work is. That's what's going to keep him a well-balanced dog. Now, if I didn't give him this work, the work that he was bred to do, the work that he needs to do, then he would get to the point of doing something else. Say, I've seen collies do weird stuff, such as, I don't really have stairs at my house, but they'll take a ball up some stairs and throw it down the stairs and go run and go get it and carry it back upstairs and throw it back down the stairs and keep doing it. They'll do something like that. That's an unhealthy thing for them to do, but they have to do it because they're not getting an outlet for what they need to do. This is where certain dogs, you give them that outlet of what they're supposed to do. You give them their needs met of what they need. And you're going to end up running into a situation that the animal is going to relax and calm down. And you don't need to micromanage anything about what it is when they're doing their work. This is why I'm going to start, because this is what the barrels are for. The cows are knocking my stuff over out here. But I'm going to set up my lure course to start showing more of that as well, because that's getting the dog to get into doing what it's supposed to do. But a lot of times when we're trying to say play with the dogs, we're trying to layer it in with all kinds of extraness, sit down, this, like just allow the dog to do the work. It's going to do it. It's going to engage in it. It's going to express itself in its work. And then you're like, okay, we're done. Let's finish. Let's back off. Let's go ahead and hang out. We're done now with that. And when we're done with that, now I have what I want to say is a complete. That's the best words to use. I don't like using them, but it just makes it easy. I then have complete control over everything that's going with that animal when I'm out of that work sense. When I'm out of work sense with this dog, I'm telling you, this is the dog that I like. This dog because he's fun, but he's respectable and he's sensitive. But when we're working, he doesn't show that sensitive side when we're working. He shows that sensitive side when we're just relaxing. Because I could just simply look at the boy and say no. I could literally just sit and look at the dude and give him that look of, I don't want you to do that. And he just doesn't do it. And he just backs off and he just walks away. So in the work, he's the one in control. When I'm at home doing just off duty, I'm in control. This is the same thing with the Dalmatian. When she's in work, she's in control. Her work is pulling on the harness and going for a run. She could chase whatever she wants. Free game, do what you want to do. And her free game is she just runs, pulls, she sees it, and she literally runs side by side. And then when she gets past it, she looks back a little bit and just keeps going. She's like, I'm going to find another one. I don't limit it. I don't say slow down, girl. I don't say stop, girl. I don't say go left, or sometimes I'll say left or right. But I don't do nothing. I don't say don't do this. This is bad. You're wrong. Don't stare at it. She gets to go all out, but it's a safe manner. She's hooked up to me. She's on a harness. She's on a leash. She's doing what she's doing. I'm just going to let her be free. I mean, that's the part with the lure course that she is free in the lure course and she gets more. I have to make a video of that. I set it up, yesterday or 2 days ago? And I got him too tired because I was just all excited. I got him too tired before I could shoot the video that I brought the camera out and everything. And I was like, let's make a video talking about this. And I sent it down and she just looked at it like, buddy, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I'm done. I'm good. She was just at that point. Sophia, can you go back to the house? Sophia, go back to the house. Sorry, I'm in a sticky situation. I don't want her around with the cows are kind of, there's a little tension going on right now with them and wanting this food and getting a little mad at me and Oreo putting that pressure on. And I don't want her to come up because my cows are no, they're not kind of cool. They are cool. You can come up and you could pet most all of them. I'm trying to get the babies there, but they're nice and they're very gentle at this point. And in my mind, they're gentle because of the work that this dog has done with them to let them know, like, calm down. Don't be on this rush. Don't be on this rampage. They're the sweetest little bunch, the sweetest little group. It's a very interesting experience to be around. It didn't start off that way. It started off extremely out of control. But the thing is, again, I allow the dogs to control me and be in control in their work. Out of their work, I am now the one that's in control, because now we're just hanging out. Now we're just relaxed. Now we're just doing what we're doing. This is the thing. There's just the balance here. There's times that, for me and you as well, I hope so, this brings a healthy balance to us. There's times that you're working, that you're doing your work, and then you get off work and you're no longer doing your work. You're kind of like doing something different. You may be doing work, but a different kind of work at that moment, where I'm doing work here that I need him to focus on, I need him to do, and then other work that I don't really need you to focus, we're gonna do something different. There's separations here. And to stay healthy, you have to have a separation. This is the part where a lot of people get like burnout with businesses and things like that, because you're doing your work, and then you go home and you're still trying to do that same work again. You're gonna drain yourself. You're gonna end up like getting to the point, worst case, that you just can't stand what you do anymore, and you just want to give up on it. And that's an unfortunate situation to be in, and that's the unfortunate situation I see a lot of dogs in. They're never off of work duty. You wake up in the morning, the dog is working, looking, scanning, protecting, guarding, moving, doing all this. And then you go for a walk, the dog is walking, looking, scanning, doing and being and doing all this stuff. And at the house, it's not really resting in the house, because it's up and looking, scanning, doing and moving and doing everything. And then it just starts to get, the best word I could use here is delusional in the end, because you're pushing it too much to do too much. You're not giving it the freedom to be able to do what it needs to do, and then bring it back to say, okay, we're done. Let's go ahead and go over here. This is the part that I believe that most people are missing, because especially when it comes down to play, I just don't understand the play concept personally. I don't understand the work. But that's why for me, when I only understand the work side of it, I'm allowing the dog to just be. I'm not giving it rules. I'm allowing it to be. I'm saying, hey, I know you like doing this. Just do it. Do it, buddy. Make it happen. It's not like I'm forcing this dog to do what he's doing right now. He wants to do this. So I don't need to like add anything extra into it. He wants to. So since he wants to, I give it to him. We're going to be good, smooth sailing. But what play starts to do is you bring the toy out and you play and, oh, sit. And then you took the toy away because he didn't sit good enough. Okay, yeah, you did it. And you're doing this. Oh, down. Oh, heel. Oh, this. Oh, that. You're doing all these things in the middle of it. And the dog is just like, I never get a chance to just be me. When are you going to let me be me? You're always telling me what to do every which way, and you never allow the dog to be able to get out what it needs inside of it. This is the thing of like, why letting the dog just chase a car or chase a lure course? They're going, man. They're just going. You're not like in the middle of the chase saying, hey, down. No, the dog is going. It is moving. You do that. This is why for me, when I'm saying and doing stuff with this dog, in a sense of like telling him to down while he's in full pursuit, because he wants to do it. It's what's natural in him to already do. It's not something that's some weird foreign item. It's what he's all about. They're getting closer and closer, which I don't mind. They'll test this. Man, this is why I'm telling you, it's getting harder and harder for me to like look at my cows and look at them as like food to process, because they are not a chicken. Chickens, I'm telling you, they may be able to pick out colors and stuff, but they are like not this like, I don't know how to say it. You gotta experience it. I'm really experienced it when I get more and more and more cows. Just the 2 or 3 that I used to have, I didn't really see it. But now I have babies and I have all this other stuff. I mean, calves, I'm gonna call babies. Oreo, get them out of there. Get this one out of there. Sorry, they get pushy. I see a different dynamic of how everything works here and how everything is, and it's just, I don't know. They're incredible animals, but they're big. They're real big. So here he's gonna start to keep challenging this. He's gonna challenge it and challenge it. Oreo, push him out of there. He's gonna keep challenging it. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. I'm gonna lay it out, and I'm gonna show you something. This ain't for everyone to you just, I hear you. It's crazy looking. All right, Oreo, come here. This is the part that I see a lot of dogs do. Oreo, come here. That I see a lot of dogs do. That starts to get to the point, how do I shut this off? that things start to get, hold on, let me shut this off. Oreo, come here. So he's gonna circle them because he's, how do I change? There we go, sorry, there we go. This is the part that is the hardest, because once they start to eat, this is what happens when the hay man comes. They're eating the food. Oreo, let them eat some. All right, come here. I'll get down. They'll start eating the food, and once they're already in the food, we're at a whole different level here in life. So it's the same as when the dog already has the animal in its mouth, trying to get it to out is different than when the dog sees the animal in a distance. We're not at the same stage of life anymore at this moment. At this moment, to convince them to get off and to get away from this is where the dog needs to be powerful. It cannot be timid. It cannot be nervous. It has to be able to know that it can follow through, because they're gonna fight. Daddy's like, man, get out my snacks over here, man. These animals are just, there's something about them, I'm telling you. It's unfortunate the more and more that I convince myself to eat them, because they are happy and healthy and feel goods and all that. But as far as like just seeing them, it's a really interesting experience. But here's where the real complexity happens. So Oreo, push them out. Push them out. Push them out. Not push them out. I didn't say eat them out. Oreo, go ahead. Get them out of here. 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 Get them all out of here. All right, come here. Come here. Oreo, stop eating their food. Come here. Come here. So this is the part. Someone will say, oh, you ain't got no control over that dog. And I'm going to say, no, I don't. And I don't care. I don't care. Because the biggest thing that I'm going to say here, especially with this situation, is this is where I've noticed, just personally, this is where I've noticed, the more obedience you put on your dog in doing its work, its task, the more timid the dog starts to get, the more nervous the dog starts to get. The more the dog is just in full being able to do, the more powerful it starts to become. So if you're doing a sport dog, cool, do what you do. You know, have your fun, have your play. Oreo, let him come back over here. Come here. Come here. Get down. And your sport dog, just do what you do. But in a sense of my scenario with this, I can't have my dog hesitant, looking over its shoulder. What's he gonna say next? What's he gonna do? He needs to stay in it. Because if the situation like that right there that just happened, if he's waiting for me to tell him what's next, this boy can get hit, he can get stomped on, he can get whipped around. Okay, or you can get him. You can get him. He can get stomped on, he can get going. But each time it just keeps getting easier and easier, because this is I'll give a slight clue. The way I'm able to really get him to get them to not eat the food is because I give him the snack to eat the food. So it's his food that he's guarding. It's not their food. It's his food that he's guarding. The whole concept of resource guarding. But the main thing is, I want him to be strong and not be timid in any sort of way. That timidness is what causes the dogs to get hurt. Because I've seen the videos. This is a big thing that a lot of the old farmers that I used to watch and used to pay attention to. The timidness is where the dogs start to get damaged. And they'll end up getting kicked, they'll end up getting hit, they'll end up getting destroyed. But when the dog is full power, no hesitation, not looking over its shoulder, it is capable of being able to do some absolutely incredible things. Incredible things. Because even like here, if I'm like, hey, I need this, hi man, you're so cute. I need this space. You're getting so big. I need this space. If I just come here and I'm like, please move, please move, please move. This is sketchy right now. You saw that look that he just gave me? And my body just went into like, holy crap, man. Like what the heck? He could feel that. That's why he went right back to I'm just gonna eat anyways. Because he just, I don't want to use the word terrified, but he just got all in my makeup right now. That feeling you get when that dog is showing teeth at you, my whole body just transformed into that right this second. All of that, I could just feel the rush of the heat came over me because I touch him and I'm saying, get away. And he looked at me like, what you gonna, no, buddy, I'm not moving. That's where this dog is able to do some stuff that just, we as humans it's almost at the end of the day an impossible task. Now, if I had a cattle prod in my hand right now, I'd be able to shock him and move him. But I do that one time, And now they're all smart at that moment. You're no longer in a dumb sense. So this is the difference here. So this is the boy that's kind of getting stronger, but the girls, I can move the girls so easily. I could get the girls out of here. They're a breeze. And it's kind of like the females of all the animals that I have. They're a breeze to move. They're easy. I could just keep saying the same stuff because he's young. He doesn't challenge me still yet. He's still young. But this one, he's gonna challenge me. He's gonna say, hey buddy, like get out of here. So I could do this work with the dogs. But when you have one that says, I'm not gonna do that, this one here. So I say, get out of here. So he's gonna get a little nervous now. But then he's gonna come back and look at me. Because now the way he's looking at me, it already got my body in this like, and he knows, he can sense that I'm like, I'm not gonna take, because right there, like just me, I don't wanna use that word, but I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna just push through that because I can't match. It's like me going up and trying to fight against a UFC fighter. And I know that's what he is. If I push and he backs up and looks at me and says, buddy, take one more step and see what's going on. I don't have the power in me to be able to match what he could do next compared to what I have on me. But what I do have the power is an animal. I have a dog that has, I don't know why and how, but it has the power that it just has no fear behind it to be able to just move them and to get them the heck out of here. It's incredible, but it doesn't come down to something of some cute little sport thing of like, oh, look at this, look at that. Cause this is the thing. All the sport guys I know, they couldn't do what this dog just did. And they won't let them do it because their dog's gonna get hurt because the dog is always looking over the shoulder. My dog is fully engaged with what he does. And it's something that is just, I don't know why, but it's really cool. Thank you. Oreo, why are you eating my food? I don't know why the dog, something in this chicken feed, cattle feed, all this feed. All my dogs like this stuff. But this is the part where he's the one that's in control of what these cows are doing. They won't even put their back to him. They want to always keep looking at him to say like, hey, what's going on with that guy over there? Because if anything, or it will happen, if he eats it all, the last bit, he's going to fight them to get the heck out of here because it's his food at the end of the day. And when he's taking advantage of saying, or not taking advantage, but taking control of saying it's my food, he's going to make sure that nothing else gets close to it. He's not so much as looking at it as a protection of me. He's looking at a protection of food. But if I don't have food and one of them tries to run up on me, he still does give those cows he'll give them a lot of pushback. But the cows have no interest in being around me just if I don't have a bucket of food. So when I come with no food, I could come up, I could pet them, I could do what I want. But with food, it changes things. It makes it way more difficult. Way more challenging. But that's how I'm able to get them to like be cool with me, that I could be so close to them all the time, is without the food. If they're just eating on a big old hay bale or doing what they're doing. If I bring out feed like this, it gets a little tense. But I have worked a balance of I can hand feed them with, I have to have the dog out because otherwise they'll start to push me. I can get them all in a little corral, and I could just start giving each one a piece of food. But they know if they try to push forward, the dog then pushes them to get the heck out of there. I don't like doing that too much anymore because it's kind of just being a little too extra. But I use that to keep, say, his skills sharp with knowing that he's still got it, I guess is the word I can use. I just really enjoy these animals. I don't know why. Something about them. They're kind of being a little mean to their babies, though. They're not letting them have any. They keep kicking them out. It's just something about them. All right, come on, man. Oreo.